Can we stop talking about dopamine and attention spans? Yesterday I was watching Reels on Instagram, and honestly I regret it. It's really bland content with no thoughts, head empty. I feel the brain rot just through the screen. But then I see a number of videos talking about the attention span falling below that of a goldfish, and I don't care. So what if my attention span is less than that of a goldfish? I can still focus on tasks like reading, writing, drawing, working out, something, reading a book, I don't know. But the other day I was I tried to draw a pilot, and I ended up with a failure of a drawing with no idea what I was doing. Practically, I was like, I had a pose in mind and then I tried to crystallize it. I was trying to bring it to life, but then I realized I am bad. Did I have fun? What do you think? I sat through 25 minutes of agony and gave up because I realized I lack certain art fundamentals. I really did want to draw my own YouTube thumbnails, but then it dawned on me. I have done so in the past. I drew strays for the episode 2 recap. First, I drew it on a paper while I was in a phone call with my best friend who is in Sudan experiencing death. We all know that's fun. You know the problem? It took me more time to draw pilots with my full attention, trying to draw something good, but I ended with shit. Come strays, this man took me 20 minutes while I traced on autopilot, listening to music and thinking of the script of the episode 2 recap and how seriously I wanted to make that video. By the end of it, I smiled thinking this was a masterpiece of a drawing. I still do think it is perfect, by the way. Where am I going with this? I spam short form content so much even though I don't like it. I constantly send them to my best friends, spamming them with 100 posts sometimes. Thanks to my other best friend for liking all of them. He's a real homie. Sometimes, though, you find real masterpieces like this one.
Corey, you must choose sex with your hot psychotic stepsister and a mediocre Fire Emblem game, or betraying your family for incest with your tomboy sister. And the second worst game in the franchise.
Father, you have presented me with a false dichotomy. I choose to have incest with my cousin and play the worst game in the franchise.
Oh, Father, your incest cringes turn me into God.
And to this day, I reference this video to my friends, and they fucking laugh every damn time. So, for someone with the attention of a goldfish, how was someone like me capable of sitting down for 20 minutes on a canvas? I have hobbies, you know. I write so much on a daily basis. Some of which will never see the light of day, I'll be honest with you. How come I can have long conversations with friends? How come I can write a fucking script for once in my life? How come I can focus when I care? Notice, if I don't care, I don't focus. If I care, I focus. Wow! A crazy concept science has yet to fucking learn. Or maybe scientists are frustrated from the endless worthless videos on YouTube. Actually, YouTubers who make these videos, how about you back up your evidence with a fucking source? They probably just search up one source and base off all their evidence on this one article they read, which might not even have a credible evidence in the first place. I am not an anti-science guy, but as someone who has lived 20 whole fucking years of my life, I can apply some common sense. If you care, you will focus. If you do not care, you cannot focus. That is the bottom end of it. And you know what else? Sleep. Go to bed. Go to fucking bed. I don't want to see you at 4 a.m. setting an alarm at 7 a.m. because you have a final on 8 a.m. You need to eat. You need to revise the things you have studied. You need to actually brush your teeth, take a shit, dress up, and walk to your class. Trust me, bro, you do not have enough time if you hit the snooze button anyways. What kept you up anyways? The videos I sent you. My bad, G. No, but seriously, school, university, work, all of it is a source of stress. When it takes too much time, you start staying up, and there is a literal term for it called revenge bedtime. Let's look on the opposite world here. There are people who live such little stressed lives that they struggle with the opposite. They do nothing all day and feel like they wasted their day or wasted their lives. Fun fact, they also scroll through YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook. I don't know how many social medias there are, but yup. I can tell you, social media is a poison, which is ironic, because the videos that talk about dopamine and attention span are on social media. It's like a bartender telling you that drinking is bad. No shit. Matter of fact, he doesn't tell you drinking is bad because it's such a common fact to the point where it doesn't even need to be said. So, why am I linking attention span to dopamine? Well, you know, the social media platforms such as the Blue Bird and Facebook use the color of the sky, which to the human psyche, when we see blue, we think it's daytime, so we scroll longer. I don't know what I said. I said something I saw in a video. Maybe I should have backed it up with a source. Aha! Found it on a quick Google. I will not bother to search if this information is credible. Did you know that Instagram Reels are designed with psychological bullshit too? Apparently it hooks you with a video it thinks you will find very engaging. Then it shows you another video that could be a hit or miss. The point is that it doesn't want to show you hits all the time because it knows you will get satisfied. Instead, it mixes good with bad so that way you're constantly scrolling until you find content you think is good. Sound familiar? I remember watching an experiment where scientists trapped 3 birds in 3 cages. One bird had a button where if it presses the button, it would drop some food for the bird. The bird would press the button till it was appropriately fed. It would only press the button if it truly felt hungry. The second bird would press the button to oblivion but receive no food. Once it concluded that pressing the button serves no purpose, it simply stopped pressing the button entirely. The third bird had a button that would scarcely drop food. And you can guess by the content in the background what I'm referencing. Yes, with a low drop rate. The bird never stopped pressing the button, even if the amount of food it ate was over what it was supposed to eat. The bird thought it had to press the button because the food supply may not be there forever.
Excuse me? You would actually have to talk to the bird. You can't make that claim from nothing.
Shut up! Shut up! It's like logic doesn't exist, I swear to God. So, dopamine. What is it? I've seen it referred to as this happy chemical where you suddenly are happy. Sure, it makes you happy, but then if it makes you happy, why do we keep making videos about dopamine detox? Why do we constantly try to keep away from dopamine? The idea of a dopamine detox is that by fasting from the things you love for one day, they will supposedly hit harder. When did we enter a edging competition? Did I miss the memo? Are we just stuck in a room of perverts? So, in theory, fasting from something for one day is supposed to magically make it fun again? Trust me, if it were that easy, we would not have these videos. I think what you're looking for is called delayed gratification. Now, let's use logic here. Ignore science. When you eat lunch or dinner, do you eat the food first or do you go eat the dessert straight up? You eat your food first, then you eat your dessert. It just tastes sweeter and better that way. Matter of fact, it stays on your tongue for longer too. Whereas if you eat dessert first and then you eat your food, the gratification of the dessert is completely gone. Hell, there was no gratification to be had. If you truly want to see the effect from the dopamine detox, you should practice it for weeks, months, maybe a year, however long it takes. I forgot the logic, but I'm assuming there is no logic because all these things are in our brain, something we can't truly comprehend. Another thing I hate about dopamine detox and fixing your attention span is that they recommend you to read books or go out on a walk or something of that nature. Like, hello? Did humans just discover how to touch grass? Since when was reading a book an actual punishment? Remember, the idea of a dopamine detox is that you are, quite literally, edging yourselves from the things you like. So let's say you are a Gen Z high schooler who has never done anything in your life. If you read a book with no expectations because you're quote-unquote detoxing, one of two things will happen. One, you'll get bored and drop the book, which, by the way, science has proven multiple times that boredom is a very strong feeling that your brain uses to get you to do something else. And the other possibility is two, you enjoy the book and it's a quite pleasant read. Do you know what the fuck happens when you do that? Your brain shoots dopamine. The word, when your expectation is low but results exceed expectations, brain produces dopamine. If the expectations are high but the results are lower than you expected, your brain adjusts the level of dopamine for next time. Because sure, this thing wasn't the best thing, but it was something. Clearest example I can give is if your favorite game is on maintenance, you go play something else. You settle for less, but at least you settled for something. In the end, dopamine is still present. There is no world where your brain produces zero dopamine a day. Supposedly by chasing too much dopamine, we eventually don't enjoy the things we're doing as much, which is weird. I don't experience that with writing because I like writing. I associate it with happiness. Sure, there are days where I write next to nothing, but I accepted that maybe my mind is just processing ideas or thoughts. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe I'm stressed from work, studies, family even. Maybe the environment just wasn't suitable that day. In that case, I can't pay attention. Wait a second. Attention. Holy shit, we have come full circle like the Ouroboros. One thing I learned from studying astronomy is that everything is linked. One dude was staring at the stars, and the next thing you know, we have the GPS. Truly the weirdest timeline we live in.